Hey Dad, I know it's been a while, but I figured I should read some more for your birthday. So finally, the Dalai Lama and Desmond Tutu go to lunch. The meeting of two mischievous people is wonderful. The Dalai Lama's audience room had been transformed into a dining room. At the far end was an ornate golden Buddha encased in a colorful wooden box. The walls were hung with thangkas, brightly painted silk scrolls that depicted images of the Buddha and other Buddhist figures. They were traditionally hung on the walls of monasteries for brief periods of time to inspire meditative practice. They were used to encourage practitioners along the path of enlightenment. The windows were covered with white lace curtains, and the table was set for lunch with baskets of Tibetan flat bread and boxed juice containers. The whole setting was simple, almost like a picnic, and the meal was typical Tibetan food from the Dalai Lama's kitchen. There were noodles and vegetables and momos, the famed Tibetan steamed dumplings. The Dalai Lama and Archbishop Tutu sat across from each other. As I sat next to the Dalai Lama, I could feel in his posture and his body language the power of a leader. I remembered how strongly and tenderly he had held my hand the first time we met. His kindness did not in any way diminish his power, a valuable reminder that compassion is a feature of strength, not weakness, a point they would make throughout our conversations. When the Dalai Lama greets you, he takes your hand and then rubs it tenderly, as a grandparent might. He looks into your eyes, feels deeply what you are feeling, and touches his forehead to yours. Whatever feeling, elation or anguish, is in your heart and reflected on your face, it is mirrored in his. But then when he meets the next person, those emotions are gone and he is wholly available for the next encounter and the next moment. Perhaps that is what it means to be fully present, available for each moment and each person we encounter, untethered by the ruminating memories of the past, and not lured by the anticipatory worry about the future. The lunch began by returning to the theme of birthdays, aging, and mortality. I went to see a German specialist for knees, the Dalai Lama said. He found my physical condition very good, and then he told me my knees were the problem. He said you are not 18 years old, but 80 years old, so nothing much can be done. I really felt that was a great teaching. It is very important to think about impermanence. He reminds me I'm 80 years old. That's wonderful. But, my friend, you are even older than me. Are you showing off? The Archbishop said. My own kitchen made this, the Dalai Lama said as he offered a piece of bread to his honored guest. You put your fingers on the bread and think I should eat it? Archbishop responded. I like this one, Archbishop Tutu said, passing over the multigrain for the white bread, glancing over at his American doctor with a smile. The media at the airport said, You must be very happy to have Archbishop Tutu visiting, the Dalai Lama said. I told them, Yes, indeed, I am very happy. I am receiving one of my very good friends. Firstly, on the human level, he is a very good human being. Secondly, he is a religious leader, a serious practitioner who respects different religious traditions. Then thirdly, and most importantly, he is my very, very close friend. You are just flattering me. So then I told them that you often used to describe me as a mischievous person, and so I said, I also consider you a mischievous person. The meeting of two mischievous people is wonderful. So, very happy reunion. They both laughed. Now the Archbishop crossed himself and said a prayer before eating his bread. Is it okay? Temperature is okay? The Dalai Lama asked. It did not matter that he was a great spiritual leader, the former head of the Tibetan nation, and the reincarnation of the Bodhisattva of compassion to the devout. At this moment, he was the host, and he was concerned with whether his guests were happy with the meal. Thank you very much, the Archbishop said. Thank you for welcoming us, and thank you for the lunch, and thank you for putting all those people along the road to welcome us, he laughed. The soup is delicious. I have never even seen Archbishop Tutu miss an opportunity to thank someone or appreciate what he has been given. He will often stop an entire production or an event to acknowledge all that are present. This soup is beautiful, the Archbishop said, fending off the monks who were trying to serve him more food. Everyone else was almost through with their meals, and he was still sipping his soup. It's lovely. Please, please, this is all I'm going to have. I'm going later on to the dessert. I mean, the fruit salad. Then, seeing that ice cream was now being offered, he laughed. Yes, okay, maybe a little ice cream. He was swaying his head from side to side, balancing his health on the one side and his sweet tooth on the other. The Archbishop is a big fan of ice cream, especially rum raisin, and when he stayed with Rachel and me, his office kindly told us his food preferences: chicken instead of fish, rum and coke, now given up for those pesky health raisins, and rum raisin ice cream. Rum raisin ice cream was not an easy flavor to find outside of the holidays, but we finally found a gallon container in the deep freezer of an ice cream warehouse. The Archbishop had 3 well-enjoyed bites for one dessert, and we ate the rest of the gallon for months.